Books to page 580. Instead of spending time drawing a picture, we're going to look at a couple just to talk about the concept, and then we'll talk about solving the problems. But if you look at this picture, all of you should notice that basically the angle of elevation is going to be set upon, the line here that's what? Isn't that parallel to the ground? I know it's hard to see on this, but you've got it in the book right in front of you. Okay? Basically, we've got a rectangle here. If you are looking down, it is an angle of what? And the flat side, your parallel to the ground side, is above you. If you are looking up, it is an angle of? And the flat side that's parallel to the ground is what? Underneath you. Okay? The angle, if the angle, you're looking at something higher, elevation, angle of depression, there. But the thing is, as you can see, if you look at just this angle right here, that's a right triangle, is it not? Was that not a right triangle created with the angle of depression? So what functions do you think we could use for this?
Wait, where's the right angle? Trig function.
Trig functions. Well, basically, this is a straight line. That would be a right angle right there. Okay. Now, you go to, and I'll show it in a more specific example. You look here at this one, which is on the same page, and we just look at the picture. Do you see how that's an angle of elevation of 38 degrees right there, right? The angle of elevation will go to the point at which you're looking at, and then as you can see, you created a right angle with these straight lines right here, correct? Does that make sense? Everybody okay with that? So you see how all we're doing is adding a concept of looking up or looking down at something, but in essence, you're always going to create a what? Right triangle. So you can use what functions? Trig functions to find your unknown.
On that one, though, would you have an angle of depression? Or no?
Well, where's the person looking? Where's the flat? Where's the ground? Where's the flat one, below or above?
So there's only one flat one.
Well, hon, as you start at where you are and you go up the angled line, are you getting higher or lower?
Higher.
So it's an angle of elevation. If I was up here looking down, as I start wherever I am, this angle right here, just like in this one up here, see how they're looking down? That's an angle of depression, because that's where the angle starts. And the angle in, yeah. Okay? So of course what we're going to do is we're going to deal with trig functions here. Everyone get out your little red books. First of all, I want to do this one like there isn't a picture, because you should be able to read what they have, right, Gabriel?
Yes.
And be able to write a picture by the information given. So, number one, hilltop, the angle of elevation from point A, so we would have point A. It's elevation, so it's going up, to the top of a hill is 49 degrees. So you have this hill. You have the ground, correct? To the hill is what? There's your triangle, is it not? Anyhow, probably not going to get it till we do some examples. It says that point A is 400 feet from the base of the hill. So the point A is 400 feet to the base, so that's 400, is it not? How high is the hill? This is what they want to know, right? Now they drew a better picture over here. What do I need to make this? X?
Yes.
Is this any different than what we did in 8-4?
No.
I have 3 things given to me.
It's just putting a word problem.
It is word problems relating to what we did in the last check. The reason why sine, cos, and all that stuff is with respect to my angle given. I am given the what? What is this with respect to it? Opposite. And what is this? Which one of these has an O and an A in it? TOA. So what trig function am I going to use here?
Tangent.
So tangent of what? It's always tangent, sine, cosine of an angle. Tangent of what angle?
49.
Is equal to the opposite, which is
X.
over the adjacent, which is
400.
Okay, so you know how you said we have an A and an O, so that's why it's TOA? Where did you get the O? Because I see the adjacent angle, but I don't see how there's an O.
It's not an adjacent angle, it's an adjacent leg. What is unknown is what the angle.
The opposite.
It's opposite the angle. So, opposite. Oh,
So even though they give you an X, they're still giving you something.
they didn't give you an X. They gave you a question mark. This is what you want to find. So I made that my X. So the things that I want to find this, it's what? Opposite the 49-degree angle. They gave me a number for the what? Adjacent. So, I mean, I could make this Y and use sine, or use cosine and find that.
Yes, you could-
But I'm finding something I don't need. Okay? What'd you guys get, how high's the hill?
460.15.
Feet?
Yeah.
It's another thing. Leave your answers in feet and things like that.
How'd you put that in your calculator, Taylor?
I did tangent.
Don't tell her because hers is different.
Just tell me how you did on that, I can translate.
No, you know how to do it.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know.
You know how to do it. You know how to do it. You do it for me. What are you supposed to put in first?
Numbers,
So put in your number.
400 times 49, and then
No.
400 tangent times 49,
No. Then you find the tangent of 400.
and then times it by 49.
What do you want to find the tangent of?
49,
Okay, so find that first.
and then times it by 400.
So what are you going to put in first?
49,
And then you don't want the number 49, you want the tangent of 49. So what button are you going to press?
tangent,
Tangent, and then it puts it up there, right?
yeah,
So that's the tangent of 49. But then you want to multiply that times what?
400.
So that's
Okay,
what you do.
I got your answer, Taylor, thank you.
No problem.
Next one. Find the angle of elevation of the sun when it's 12.5 meters tall of a telephone pole 12.5 meters tall that casts an 18-meter shadow. So here's your pole that they say is 12.5 meters tall. Everyone look up here at this picture. Isn't the shadow that's cast on the ground, so it's flat?
Yeah.
So they said that it cast an 18-meter shadow. What's so funny?
Nothing.
Tell me.
This is Sean. He was just acting like he was snoring, and I was telling him that he just slapped.
Oh, that's hilarious, Sean. You want to disrupt class anymore? So tell me how to do this problem. Yeah, tell me how to do this. They want you to find the angle of elevation. Well, then I'd shut up and I'd listen. Quit trying to make people laugh. So this is unknown, right? So what could I make it? You've got a right triangle, you've got three things. What do I have to do? Figure out what three things I have. I have an angle. We always start with the angle. With respect to that angle, what's given to me? What is 12.5? Oh, and what is 18? Which one is it opposite and adjacent? There's a SOA. So, what trig function am I going to use?
Tangent.
So I'm going to say the tangent of x, right? Because it's always tangent of a angle is equal to the opposite, which is what? Over the adjacent, which is? Now, anytime your angle is your unknown, what function do you have to use? Tangent to the -1 of what? 12.5 over what? Is equal to x. Guys, it's not that hard. It's just odd. But aren't you doing the same thing over and over? Anytime the angle is unknown, I mean, that's the easiest one if you want to know the absolute truth. Because there's nothing to do except go that divided by that, press inverse tangent, right? I mean, think about it. Would you agree?
Yes.
All you have to know is, what's the weird one? When what? The angle is unknown. When you have a side that's unknown, you're going to do what? Cross multiply and solve. When you have an angle that's unknown, you're going to use the what? Inverse function, the -1 of what's on the other side of the equation. What do you get when you put that into your calculator?
34.78.
Is that what other people got?
So you always refer from the angle that it is wanting you to find, or it has given you, rather than the right angle?
Never refer from the right angle. Ever, 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 ever.
Were we always supposed to like cross multiply and stuff? I didn't do that on any other problems.
Then you did them wrong.
Yeah,
Yep, I did. That's why I was getting like point zero.
I gave you guys 3 examples. 2 of them where you what? Cross multiplied. And 1 of them where what? You find the inverse tangent. Now, there were problems where there was just a triangle in there, and they asked you to find what? The tangent of A. And you put the opposite over the what? Adjacent, right?
Right.
And that's when you just simplified the fraction.
Yeah, because you've already got the tangent because it's given to you. Now, when they give you 3 things and ask you to find an unknown, and you're using the tangent functions to find that unknown, tangent, sine, cosine, that's when you're either cross multiplying and solving, or you're finding the inverse tangent.
Okay.
Quit looking at me and smiling.
I'm not smiling.
Stop it.
Sorry.
I get very irritated with this because people don't listen. I got people sitting there doing homework back there. I got people looking down doing something, maybe messing with their phones or something like that. And I got people playing with things in their hands that have nothing to do with this. Exactly. Pay attention to me. Don't mess with that. But you want to whine that you don't know how to do it. I appreciate the people asking questions. At least they're asking questions. Don't play with your calculators either. Now, this next one. A ski run is 100 yards long with a vertical drop of 208 yards. Do you see how the ski run is 100 yards long, has a vertical drop of what? 208. Vertical means straight down. Find the angle of depression from the top of the ski run to the bottom. Now, so you're wanting to find this angle right here. What can confuse some people, this creates a rectangle, does it not?
Yes.
Is this angle not congruent to that angle? So couldn't I just find this one, make it x? Isn't your angle of elevation from the opposite point going to be the exact same as your angle of depression from the point up top? Always. But if it helps you, then write your, but if that confuses you, you know this is 1,000 yards, correct? Does everyone agree?
Yes.
If this is 208, what's this one?
208.
And this is your angle of depression, right? If that helps you, then rewrite it like that. It doesn't really make a difference, but do you see how these are the same two right? With respect to this angle, they've given you the what?
Adjacent and opposite.
Opposite.
That's adjacent, but which one is it actually?
Hypotenuse.
It's actually the hypotenuse. Remember, it's adjacent what? Leg. The hypotenuse will always be the what? Hypotenuse. It's the one opposite the right angle.
Isn't that hypotenuse always along the side?
Yes. But you need to remember that it's the one always opposite the right angle, because if they don't give you the measures of all three sides, you know, you can't really go by the sides. Does that make sense? Now, so they gave us opposite and hypotenuse. Which one is that?
Sine.
So sine of the angle in question. What is the angle in question? What angle am I referring to? Is equal to the opposite of angle x, which is over the hypotenuse, which is.
That's when you just,
Now, the angle is our unknown, so x is equal to the inverse sine of what? Whatever 208 divided by 1,000 is in your calculator.
You want it?
Sure.
12.01.
Approximately 12.01 degrees. Did you see how this is the exact same as the previous section,
Yes.
just in more applied ways? You gotta press 208 divided by 1,000, press equals. Then you get a number, and then press in, once you have that number, press inverse sine, and it'll give you the answer. Go 208 divided by 1,000, then press equals. Then press the second function. Did you press the second function?
Yeah.
And then sine.
I got it.
Okay. Don't even have to read this one. This is your unknown. This is 19. What's this one?
19.
They're alternate interior angles, aren't they?
Yes.
So here's your angle 19. With respect to that angle, they're giving you the what?
Opposite.
And what is this?
Adjacent.
So what is that?
Tangent.
So tangent of what?
19.
Is equal to the opposite, which is 120, over the adjacent, which is, we'll call x. Cross multiply. Tangent of 19 times what? X is equal to 120. What are you going to do now?
You can divide both sides by tangent of 19.
That's exactly what you're going to do. This tangent of 19 is a number. It's just easier to not write that huge decimal out right here, wait until the end to write it out. So then you put that into your calculator. You would press on yours lower, you'd press 120 divided by, then you put in 19, then press tangent, and then press equals. What'd you guys get as an answer?
I got 348.51.
You're going to get a big number because tangent of 19 is going to be less than 1, isn't it? So it's going to make that number bigger, isn't it?
How come you're dividing? I thought it was multiplying after you cross multiply.
You cross multiply and you're left with tangent of x. Tangent 19 of x equals 120.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sorry.
When you have 3x is equal to 12, you divide both sides by what? 3. It's just, you divided both sides by tangent of 19, which remember is just a what? Number. It's just an ugly number. Okay. Your assignment.